V-Berg. Yeah. Just updated my whole profile. Well, changed the picture. Of course, I have one half face robotic, and then, of course, my face. And then, of course, I'm doing another where I'm pointing. I think well, it says if you view it on your TV. Okay, so if you view that on your TV, you can see the full thing. It says subscribe for the future, and then I have like a whole list of things. like like artificial super intelligence, robots, virtuals, video game, realism, you name it, and then where I say you never have to work again. Because hopefully I can get people to this point. Because I firmly believe in that whole AI can literally solve issues that the human can't. I don't know. I just think that humans are dumb. I know it's offensive, but it's true. I like to be real on this channel, just to let people know. I like to be real. I just don't think humans have the ability to solve everything. Even Trump, okay? Even Trump. I think Trump is good for now. I think he's getting more done than any other president has ever done in their whole years. And this dude is apparently Democrats are like he's going too fast, because Trump is, he's like the Energizer Bunny. He just keeps going and going and going and going and going. Um, but that's what I want to do on my channel is I want to be more up there, speaking my mind rather than, you know, I mean, I do like work, but if I get rich, I can solve many issues and help people out because I do believe AI is the new thing. I know people are like, "Well, that's our downfall and blah 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 to humanity and blah 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 blah." I don't really care. I don't care if it is. I don't care if AI destroys humans. Right now, I think we need a boost in life rather than stay behind. Um, that's just my personal take. But yeah, I decided to upgrade my whole profile. So things have changed, and I want to keep it that way because it's pretty damn cool, if you know. Because I'm all about robots. I'm all about that stuff. Like I like everybody needs help. I don't like the government. I don't like anything that's happening in this world. I feel like we're being scolded and attacked. Taxes, like I just don't get it. I don't get why we're doing all this stuff and yet we're promised, freedom and stuff. I think we have more freedom in America than any other country. So anyone that's bitching about like I don't have freedom, that is bullshit. You do have freedom. Like me, I have freedom to say whatever the fuck I want, even if it offends people on this channel. I can say whatever I want. If you don't like what I say, then you can just click on a different YouTube channel and then you can subscribe to somebody else. It doesn't bother me. I don't care. I'm always going to attract people and I'm always going to get hated by people. That's just the way you just got to deal with shit. Even if people disagree, I don't really care. I just don't care. I always say it's better to be alone than to have many, many friends because at least when you're alone, you get to just do things more, which is true. Um, and that's more money in my wallet. So, because there's always that guy that one friend that's all, can you give me this? Hey, bro, can I have this? Hey, can I get this? There's always that person that's like that. But yeah, I wanted to change my channel a bit because I do want to be more uploading. Uh, I try to upload, but I work. That's a problem. I'm always working. So, but at least when you put yourself out there. So if anybody wants to become a YouTuber and if anybody wants to put themselves out there, please do because it helps people a lot by expressing who you are. Don't be afraid if someone shuts you down or something like that. Look, there's disturbing people in this world and they get followers. And it makes you think, like, how the fuck did these people get followers? They shouldn't even have followers to begin with, you know? And they cause problems. They harass people and they do it live. They go to someone else's country and they like to break the law in other people's country, which is like, bro, how, like, why? Why do you have more subscribers than like this guy or me? Or it just doesn't make sense. And yet you're doing illegal stuff and you're putting it out there and you're looking like a damn fool. I don't get it, but whatever. um I might even say something that's gonna piss people off because I'd rather be real. Like, let me give you an example. I think women are weak. They are. They're weak. But that's a good thing. That's why men come in handy. I don't like feminists. I don't like the way feminists are. I rather have men be in control. It's just that's how it should be. Men are dominant. And I always say this even with the whole and I bring this up since, everybody knows I'm Trump. I'm all for Trump. Trans people should not be with women's sports. Trans women should be in trans sports. Like trans should be with trans, not be put together with women. And I say that because I don't got to work out. For example, I don't work out, right? I don't. I don't work out. However, because I was born biologically a male, I can lift things better than a woman can genetically. I have that ability. And I don't work out. I barely work out. And that's because when you're born biologically a male, you're gifted with muscle. You have that muscle. You have it in your legs. You just testosterone still runs through your blood, and it doesn't matter if yeah, but they're on hormones, and it's still it doesn't matter. Biologically, you were programmed to be this and that. So So my channel is going to be always about like me being upfront and being real, but I wanted to do something new so everything's updated. So even at the bottom corner, the little icon, you're going to see a watermark probably throughout this video. That is a woman I created years ago. That's another reason why I'm on YouTube because I want to bring this woman to a robotic life, you know? Why don't it just be with real women? Because I'm not into the whole interracial thing, and I think that's a lot of why a lot of men today just don't date anymore. A lot of people don't realize that there's a push in this world, and we're pushing race mixing and we're pushing self-hatred in this world. Um, Yeah, I'm gonna talk about a lot of things on this channel, even the decline with white people. Technically, I don't really care. I mean, it is what it is. Um, I'd rather be sucked into the new thing of AI. If we go extinct, everyone's gonna be extinct pretty soon because we're creating technology. I mean, everybody's sucked on their phones. Phones have artificially intelligence in it. Like literally, artificial intelligence is in your phone. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, it's automatically programmed. All the apps that you go into, it's already getting all your information. So no matter what website you go to, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, X, even Blue Sky or that new Democrat thing. It doesn't matter what you go onto. Even here on YouTube, they're going to get your information. It's sent into an archive. They track you down. Google has your information. You can't even escape what's coming. So all your information is already in the system. You go and get in a job, your information's there, your phones, your phone number, your ID. You can't get away from this. You're already fucked. Okay, so you're kind of fucked. Either way, you're screwed. You're owned by the government, pretty much. So, what's the point of me wanting to create artificial intelligence or super intelligence? Because the us advancing artificial intelligence, artificial super intelligence, we can solve answers on how to destroy money. So we won't have to. And I said this in a previous video, the whole Willy Wonka, with the whole chocolate thing. Uh, basically, was his Mike TV, and he's like, you see all those pieces and floating, and it goes straight to the TV. And then what Mike TV, he decides to do it. He gets into a billion pieces and gets into the TV, and now he's small, something like that. And it's because of that, like and the fifth element, she puts in an empty bowl in the fifth element, pushes a button, opens it, and then there's a whole bunch of food. So it kind of works in the same way like that. I take those two things and I'm like, okay, that can be the future. And a lot of people are like, well, that's impossible to do. I said this in the previous video. So was flying, but we created airplanes. So was driving a car. We used to ride on horses. We used to do all these other things. I could talk to another person in another country because of cell phones. I can go on the internet with my cell phone. This used to be a thing of like, oh, is this possible? No, it's not. But we made sure it became possible. Going to the moon is now possible. Going out in space is now possible. We can go and do many, many things if we put our mind to it. That's where I'm getting at. So I believe in the future, AI will get so advanced that we're going to be making food using duplicating like atoms, quarks, and because it's kind of like new skin. You shed all the time your skin. Your hair falls out and then it grows back. Even if you cut your hair, even if I shave, which I did on this YouTube channel. But look, my beard's grown back. Weird, huh? So you're getting new stuff coming back. It's weird because it's like, look how long my hair is. My hair is so long, but years ago it wasn't as long as it is right now. And that's because your hair keeps growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. It's like duplicating. That's what it's doing. So if the human body can do that, then it's possible to do many things in the future. Like your fingernails, you can cut your fingernail and then all of a sudden your fingernail grows back. You cut it, and then what? Like a month later, it's now back to out to here again. Works in the same way. Um, the only thing is when you get older, it kind of can't duplicate. It stops. Like everything just stops working. But machines can help prevent that. You see where I'm going with this? You see where futurist people are getting with this? So immortality can be a thing. Um, Ray Kurzweil is a perfect example of that. I talk about him on this channel. He's a futuristic person, and he talks about immortality. So Kurzweil, you should look into that dude. He's a futurist, and he talks about how we humans can become, the future. So we can outlive society by immortality. It is possible. Maybe not right now, but in a few years from now, we're gonna cure diseases and all that. I'm pretty sure China already has something like that, since China is the most advanced country in the world, which is the truth. China is advanced, super advanced, which is pretty terrifying, but it's true. China is pretty advanced. especially with artificial intelligence. They're probably at artificial super intelligence. They're probably at that level right now. That's how crazy China is. And that's because in China, they work 7 days a week, nonstop. They continually learn, work. I think school is like that they go to school for 7 days a week. Like, there's no break with Chinese people. China's that advanced. They learn so much that they've advanced to unmanageable lengths that it's going to take probably a long time before we could catch up to them, which is pretty sad. We like to think that we're ahead because we're Americans, but we're not, you know? I'm just being real, I'm being truthful. If anyone should be afraid, people should be afraid of China. China and Russia. I'd say those two places. Russia, because they're advanced as well. They have their own little AI system, but I would say China mostly. You would think Japan, right? Because Japan's all about the future and robots and all of that. I don't know. I don't know about that. China, I've read a lot of stuff. But other than that, this channel is going to be talking about more things politically, the future. I'm gonna just speak my mind. It doesn't matter on what. If you're offended, then go find another channel and subscribe. I'm not trying to be mean, but I like to tell it like it is. You know, the future is here, and machines are gonna take over sooner or later, but it's gonna take over. And I think it will be better because, we won't have to work as much as humans, if you get what I mean. All right, I'm gonna cut it right here because knowing me and me rambling blah, blah, on and on and on, it's gonna probably be an hour before I finish. So I'm gonna cut it at 17 minutes because I go on forever. But I am V-Berg. Like and subscribe. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.